welcome to the NILE CAST on Westnile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day. Every day, my name is Ukumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines today, contractor pushed out of Arua City Value Addition Facility.
As leaders, we are locking this place until we get guidelines for operationalizing this place. From now onwards, the place is locked.
One killed, others critically injured in a fatal accident along Jukia Hill, Paida Road.
Our drivers who normally come from outside Nebi should be guided on how to maneuver when they are now sloping.
And security leaders ask promoted police officers to acquire modern fighting skills. This and more in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. And more in our stories. The local leadership of Arua Central Division, together with the community members of Awendiri Ward, pushed out the appropriated contractor representative of a company believed to be procured by the Ministry of Local Government to manage the Arua City High Value Addition Facility that has been idle after it was commissioned by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in 2020. The leadership want clear guidelines for the operationalization of the facility and the facility to be officially handed over to the city authority for further management. Dennis Oringi reports.
The private operator for the multi-billion Arua Value Addition Facility in Arua Central Division, Arua City, procured centrally by Ministry of Local Government, was yesterday Sunday rejected and thrown out of the facility by the angry community members and the local leaders, led by the Central Division Member of Parliament Jackson Atimali-Buti. The Member of Parliament went ahead to lock the facility until the issues of the handing over of the facility and award of contract are resolved.
With the town clerk, with my councillors, to lock this place and have the contractor out of here. To have the contractor, the purported illegal contractor, out of here. As we wait for guidelines from the ministry. As we wait for handover of this facility to the city.
Leaders, we are locking this place until we get guidelines for operationalizing this place, and the place is handed over to the city leadership, and it will be the city leadership to get a contractor. So from now onwards, the place is locked.
This is the second time Jackson Atimali-Buti, the Central Division Member of Parliament, has rejected the handover of the Value Addition Facility. Recently, the Member of Parliament rejected a report about the facility where the local government officials presented a report to the Parliamentary Committee of National Economy that Arua Value Addition Facility has remained non-operational since commissioning in 2020 due to failure by the Urban Council to attract a private operator, and as a result, the ministry took a management decision to centrally procure M&S Samisa Agro Limited, and that the contract was due for signature.
On 10th March this year, a commissioner called Etedu, together with some technical officers from the Ministry of Local Government, came to Parliament, meeting the Committee of National Economy. I'm not a member of that committee. Because of my relationship with the people, there was this document presented by the ministry officials, this commissioner who is in charge of markets. In this document, the minister lied to the Committee of National Economy that Arua City has failed to get a contractor. So they have gone ahead to get a contractor.
Atima now wants the facility, together with the guidelines the Minister for Local Government promised when he visited Arua, to first be handed over to the city authority and the bidding be done locally by the city authority, not centrally.
When guidelines will be ready, handed over to us, the city will use the guidelines to advertise to run this place effectively for service delivery. We want to promote BDM in this region. Yes.
Paul Batanda, the city town clerk, Arua City, who also in attendance confirmed that he has been able to advise the ministry officials over the matter of the facility that has been contentious.
I think, Commissioner, I tell you, we need to have a smooth operationalization of this facility, because it doesn't augur well when we have some few issues, especially when the leadership and the community, there is a problem. Because whether we want it or not,
it will not happen.
You cannot.
It will not happen.
We cannot put this on the head. So I shared and we agreed. Actually, I sent a message. We agreed with him. I told him share with the PS. But what I would think for now, since one, the owner has not seen the contract, but also there are issues they feel as leaders, there is a challenge, we need to get a solution and quickly. So he agreed, he said it's okay, go down, let's see how the contractor can hand over, he will be going back to Kampala until the ministry organizes when they will come and probably do the handover and the rest of the administrative.
Speaking to journalists after he was thrown out of the facility, the representative of the purported contractor says all the due processes were followed and he calls on the local leaders to be reasonable whenever taking actions.
There is no process that we overlooked. The whole process was made, it was advertised, and we are private contractors. And employing people here locally, it will be done. They are requesting even 70 people. We can even employ 90 people so long as the people are able to operate. And even if I'm just away as the private operator, anyone who will come here will not be councillors, will not be the MP to operate. This must be private operation. It's not a government facility that it's hospital for public. Anyone who will come here will come to make money and operate. Whether the raw material is there in Arua and the employees are there, that is all. And the facility has been locked for 2 years. So when the private operator comes here and you just him away, do they want it to be locked forever? Let them be reasonable. I'm going out as a private operator. Anyway, I'm going tomorrow. The paperwork will be produced and every evidence will be put on table. I might come back, I might not come back. But what we need as Arua or as Uganda, the facility must be operational. Whether I'm a white man, whether I'm a black man, whether I'm in Uganda, that one does not mean that the facility should be operated by Arua person. Anyway, you have the manpower here, you have the councillors. I wish you well. Let me see how it will progress.
Arua Value Addition Facility was one of the components of 34.9 billion African Development Bank funded Arua Central Market Project. Dennis Oringi, Westnile Television, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories. A fatal accident which happened along Jukia Hill Road, 1 kilometer from Nebi town in Nebi municipality, has left one person identified as Pamela Achan, a 56-year-old from Pakwach district, dead, and several victims, mainly traders from Paida main market in Zombo district, critically injured on Saturday the 5th of August 2023. Alfred Jawok reports.
One person has been confirmed dead and scores critically injured in a fatal accident involving a Fuso lorry registration number UAK 359J along Nebi Paida Highway. The accident, which happened at Jukia Hill, 1 kilometer away from Nebi town in Nebi municipality, happened at around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday 5th August this year. The accident left one person identified as Pamela Chan, 56, resident of Kakawoi, a village in Pakwach Town Council, Pakwach district, and several victims, mainly traders from Paida main market in Zombo district, critically injured. Meanwhile, the driver of the vehicle, Samuel Openy, 32 years, Langi by tribe, and a resident of Oyam district, said he lost control upon reaching Jukia Hill and he narrated how the accident happened.
It lost control, so the brakes failed to brake. So from there, I had no way to control the vehicle. So the problem was just the brake.
Lawrence Kabela, 29 years, one of the survivors, said that after realizing the vehicle lost control, he jumped out of the vehicle and broke his left side rib.
anagami PA sama PA sama moto kari foto do nangudo ma PA adoki gola ngeta utienda abenwangu be wila donga foro tumungu mete mkodwa ng'at moko mamegule kwopari tumsawe shandu.
Ronald Jangeta, resident of Jukia Hill, where the accident happened, narrated what happened as he witnessed the scenario.
So mutukari eni kitema ananene kode ebe kabinu speedi mateka kesha dano moko beri ter moko dere bertie speedi pare beru malu level ma weshirengo ma piny moko makana ngerombo korode ma bote wage pe dong etembuka ikona macha emito ka kada tera se game ka keja dong mutukari lengere dong orengi witienda shell me binu ka kai dong tu pare kona ka temu daika second ma tu a shell kende ni ai kona malushani binu ka kai kinde marong ewo ka kalu vuja kano sama kalu vuja dong kai dong me binu yamo etu itu ger etoro gange ku penye zo eshiderongo kodo epodo kodo kodani ya chiki so la mukende maneno marashre so samo gamo binu ka gokode ochako kaneno nyanyu mistake angoma chobukete podu.
Nebi Resident District Commissioner Robert Abak said the deceased, who is a female adult, died on the spot, while other victims, who included women and children, were taken for treatment at Nebi General Hospital. He added that upon receiving the information about the accident, he dispatched traffic officers to go to the scene of the accident. He advised drivers who use Nebi Goli Road to be careful since the road has been a death trap for a long time.
We are trying to believe that the occupants were about 10 in number, but now one is dead, one in critical condition, and the doctors are telling me the rest are out of danger, although in pain. So Jukia Hill is not a very, is a place that our drivers who normally come from outside Nebi should be guided on how to maneuver when they are now sloping. When they're sloping, and the driver is saying the brake failed, but I think that one shall be assessed by the technical team. It's very unfortunate, but I thank the Navy community who turned up. There was nothing like stealing their properties, including phones. Everybody turned up to give a helping hand, and that is a blessing that we have with our people of Navy.
Navy police have identified some of the passengers on board as Henry Ogwang, 32 years, resident of Teboke Village, Apache District, Mandaun Scovia, 32 years, resident of Pakwach, Hadija Nagawa, 47 years, resident of Kamdeni, Oyam District, Awachango Daisy, 22 years, resident of Paida, Town Council, Zombo District, among others. For over a decade, Jukia Hill has been a death trap, as this is the second accident within a period of 1 month at the same spot. Efforts to get comments from Nebi Traffic Police Officer Apollo Osho was futile at the time of filing this story, as he just took over from the former officer in charge traffic, Ninsime Rogers, who was transferred to Moroto as regional traffic officer. Fatal accident which occurred last evening at around 5 p.m. One person has been confirmed dead, while several others are critically injured and they are admitted at Nebi General Hospital. However, according to the residents, they say what caused the accident, the propeller shafter broke down and the vehicle was running at a terrible speed. This is what I can confirm from Jukia Hill. Alfred Jawok, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And And more in our stories. Newly promoted police officers in Maracha district have been challenged to further their education so as to cope with the changing trends of insecurity in the country. According to the Westnile police spokesperson, Senior Superintendent of Police Anguchia Josephine, Maracha district has been one of the leading districts in the region with high rates of crime reports, including trafficking of firearms, among others. Frederick Dramadri reports.
The newly promoted police officers in Maracha district have been challenged to further their education so as to cope up with the changing trends of insecurity across the country. This clue was given by the police public relations officer for Westnile region, Superintendent of Police Joseph Nyanguchia, who represented the police commander in their peeping party at Miriadop Falls in Kijomorosha County over the weekend. According to Anguchia, Maracha district has been one of the leading districts in the region with the high-level crime reports, including trafficking of firearms into the country, among others.
We have a number of courses. Officers are normally taken for courses. Some are taken for refresher courses. Others are taken for specialized courses in their various specialized units. Some are taken for command courses. Some are taken for integration courses and so on. So these courses are there. If your name is selected to be one of those to go for a course, please you go running, because that course will at least elevate you.
Meanwhile, Asia Bosco, the district vice chairperson Maracha district, applauds the district police for teamwork and encourages them to continue with the dedicated, result-oriented service.
Few days ago, we got to learn about the recent attacks along our borders. We learned about the civilians who were in possession of guns. We really want to appreciate you for diligently handling this. And if the community lives very armed, it is very, very dangerous.
The Deputy Resident District Commissioner Maracha District, Kolebakotev Monica, says the unmanned borders with the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo makes security very weak and urge officers to expedite surveillance.
We have to open our eyes, especially in matters related to smuggling, matters related to arms trafficking, and matters related to in and exit of persons who are not right in nature.
But the Member of Parliament for Maracha constituency, Dennis Liokuzu, says in order to impress the modern wars, police officers need to acquaint themselves with the change in technology and expedite on research in their fields of work.
Requires you should research, you should learn. If you're in the CID or the crime intelligence, what are the tools now available for this kind of work? You need to benchmark what is happening in other areas. You need to broaden your understanding of the subject matter. That way, you will always be on demand. You will find yourself rise, and the sky will be your limit.
Out of the 1,638 senior police officers promoted recently in the recent promotions across the country, 246 of these were from Westnile region, whereas 19 of them are from Maracha district. The district police commander, Maracha district SP Joshua Kananura, sheds light on the promotions.
See, Maracha as a district, we were happy to have 19 officers elevated from one rank to another. The seniorest being from IEP to ASP, we had 2 officers. AIP to IEP, we had 3 officers. From the rank of sergeant to AIP, that is Assistant Inspector of Police, we had 3 officers. From corporal rank to sergeant rank, we had 6 officers. And from the rank of constable, police constable to corporal, we equally had 6 officers.
Unlike in other districts across the region, Maracha District Police decided to have their peeping party at the only district tourism site of Miriadua Falls, something that has made it unique. Frederick Dramadri, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. The Bishop of Nebi Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Pons Ozele Awinju, together with the Centenary Bank Nebi branch, delivered assorted food items to prisoners in Kochi Government Prison during the pastoral visit to the inmates on the 6th of August 2023. Right Reverend Ponzozele Awinju, in his sermon during his visit, encouraged the inmates to be strong amidst challenges they are going through and urged them to be faithful and reflect on the love of God in their lives despite being under strict rules in a protected environment. Alfred Jawok reports.
There was jubilation and joy among prisoners at Kosh Government Prison after the Bishop of Nebi Anglican Diocese, together with the staff from Centenary Bank Nebi branch, delivered assorted food items during his pastoral visit to the inmates on Sunday. Right Reverend Pons Ozela Winjo, in his sermon during the visit, encouraged the inmates to be strong amidst challenges they are going through in the prison. He urged them to be faithful and reflect the love of God in their lives despite being under strict rules in a protected environment. The bishop confirmed over 145 inmates into the Christ Family Congregation. He encouraged the inmates to persevere during this time of hardships.
Yes, that small thing may have brought you here, but you may be of, God may have brought you here to help somebody in his time. You may not know God has brought you here even to help a family. You don't know that God may have brought you here so that he humbles you down to accept him, and you are confirmed from here and you walk out a free and a serious Christian. Sometimes outside there we are too busy for God. God is calling you and you say, God, busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. I'm not saying that may be the reason. I am asking you, can you sit down and reflect and say, God, why have you brought me here? A time of introspection, a time of thinking within yourself. Maybe God brought you here so that you'd have another level of life. And I want to tell you that is an assurance.
Sabta Oshaun, one of the newly confirmed Christians, is optimistic that the coming of man of God to them will bring change spiritually. Perry Rogers Mugumba, the assistant branch manager Centenary Bank Nebi, noted that the delivery of assorted items to the inmates are part of their corporate responsibilities to help those in need.
It is conditions that make us be where we are, but we are all children of God. Let us use the opportunity we are here to make us better children of God, to make us better citizens, and to make us better people out there. I believe that there is induction undergoing here, there is training, there is nurturing that we go through here. When we come out here, I for once I have seen people have come out of here, out in the world. I confess they are better people than the people out there. Be strong, the day will come, you'll come out and you'll be a totally changed person.
Meanwhile, Ernest Turiamugendo, the officer in charge, Kosh Government Prison, lauded both the Bishop and Centenary Bank for their kind support given to the inmates. He revealed that not everyone in prison is guilty, but some of them have been accused falsely. The assorted food items delivered to the inmates include posho, beans, sugar, cooking oil, rice, among others, worth 3 million shillings. The bishop and his team were welcomed by a creative dance drama performed by the prisoners to prove their faith in God. Alfred Jawok, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. Former leader for the Forum for Democratic Change has said his party is a victim of state capture and must change strategy or else they'll end up as partners of the ruling National Resistance Movement. Besigye warned that unless a new strategy is laid out, FDC will end up working with NRM the way DP and UPC are today. This was mentioned during a press conference held at the same time with the party president, Engineer Patrick Amuriat Oboy, together with its Secretary General Nandala Mafabi at the party headquarters in Naja, Nankubi.
Welcome for the sports news on Westnile TV with me, Owen Ezaga. Being a fresh Monday, a lot of activities happening in the sports world, and in Arua City, 20 primary schools are competing at Pokea Seminary Secondary School playgrounds in Pajulu Zone in Arua City. The games are kick-started today, 7th of August 2023, and are to end on the 8th August 2023. Let's have more of this from the compiled stories.
The Pajulu Zone Primary School games officially kicked off today, attracting over 20 schools out of the 22 that registered to take part in the competitions. The games have been organized in two categories of the under 12 and under 14 years for both the girls and boys, where each winner in the category will walk away with trophies. Nyakuni Stanley, the chairman administration Pajulu Zone Ball Games Association, says they want to use the games to prepare their teams to compete at the zonal level.
We are having this tournament of inter-school Pajulu Zone so that we can prepare our team for the inter-zonal competitions. We have 22 schools which are registered for this tournament, but we realized this morning that 2 schools declined to come, so there are 20 schools now participating currently. And this event, just as I said, is taking 2 days, today and tomorrow. We have categories of under 12 and under 14, both boys and girls play in this tournament. And looking at the discipline of the game, yeah, the discipline is okay.
Similarly, Alip Sabinu, the treasurer Pajulu Zone Games Association, says the games are currently proceeding well.
We had about 21 schools which registered, but I think 2 also turned off, and the game started well, though late because of some organizations. Right now it is proceeding well.
Meanwhile, Anjatiru Roslyn from Driwala Primary School is excited for her school taking part in the games, as she hopes to win all the trophies.
About these games, we feel so good that we are to participate in these games because we love games, and we are so hopeful that my school also will. Because our school, our paper school, under 12 girls, they won all their teams they faced this morning. Since morning up to, they are still winning. I'm hopeful that tomorrow they will have a cup. And I'm also so sure that we shall have to continue to win all the games. Both boys and girls, they are going to win.
The games that began today will end tomorrow, where the winners will be awarded trophies and will also qualify to represent the zone at the zonal competitions. Farish Majid, Westnile TV Sports News.
In other stories, Arua City NILE Leopards returned back from a tournament that was hosted by the Falcons of Gulu in Gulu City. It was a tournament with so many teams from different parts of the country. Asiku Dennis, the club president for the NILE Leopards, calls for support from the rugby fanatics. Let's have more.
Recently, on Saturday, 5th of August, we were in Gulu for the first circuit of Northern Sevens, and it was an interesting circuit where we had around 7 men's team and 4 women's team, and this circuit was hosted by Gulu City Falcons at Gulu University Rugby Grounds. And the teams which participated were Gulu City Falcons, NILE Leopards, which is a team from Westnile. We had Omoro Kings, we had Lira Bulls, we had Lira Big Boys, we had Kidgum Lions, we had Black Arrows from Gulu. So in the women's sector, we had also Kidgum Queens, the Lira Strikers, Gulu Sprinters, and also NILE Leopards from West Nile. And the boys really managed to play well, and also the girls played well, and it was round robin, meaning you play all the teams. Teams were not like put in groups and the like. So the boys played 6 games in that circuit and won 2 and lost 4, and the girls played 3 games, lost 2 and won 1. And this result is one of our worst results in the season, much as this is our 3rd season in the league. But it was due to several factors which really contributed, including not having enough preparation for this circuit, and then as well as having a very smaller team, based on the fact that we have a very young team and most of our players are actually students who are already doing their second term exams. The ones who are candidates are doing mock. So we can't give that as an excuse, but that is one thing which affected us as a team. We really encourage people to embrace this sport such that we develop the sports in a way that we have very many teams which are playing rugby in the region.
And more in our stories, still, the exodus at Arua Hill Sports Club hasn't stopped. Another player from Arua Hill Sports Club camp has confirmed his exit ahead of the start of the season. The latest player to confirm his exit is Innocent Maduka in an exclusive interview with Westnile Television Sports Desk. Let's have more from Innocent.
This Nigerian midfielder Innocent Maduka has agreed personal terms to rejoin Black's Power. Maduka returns to Black's Power from Arua Hill Sports Club 2 years after he left the Lira Best club to join the then newly promoted Uganda Premier League side. In an exclusive phone interview with Maduka, he confirmed his possible exit from Arua Hill Sports Club.
Yeah, it is true. The club have contacted me. We have gone on personal terms but not yet signed the contract. But very soon everything will be concluded.
He further explained the reason for his exit from the club.
Right now, I can't tell because I've given them enough time, and I think the time I gave them has already elapsed. So I've already made up my mind to move on. So I think right now I'm focusing on the next challenge. It has been a good 2 years with them, I can't lie you, but due to some reasons of delay of payments and the areas have been demanding them, and they have not been saying anything pertaining that. So I think it is the right time for me to just move on.
Maduka was not a regular starter for Arua Hill Sports Club, but rather a substitute in some of the games. Owen Ezaga, Westnile TV Sports.
In the stories nationally in the boxing world, Uganda national boxing team, the Bombers are basketing in glory following their success at the 2023 African Boxing Championship. The tournament held in Yaoundé, Cameroon, concluded on Saturday with the Bombers winning 7 medals, their best ever collection in the event. The two boxers, Irina Namutebi and Waswa Sali, won silver, while 5 Okello Ronald, Matovu Ukasha, Solomon Getso, Kozala, Grace Nachinga, and Emily Nakalema settled for the bronze. Now, in other stories, for the 4th straight time, Nigeria are the champions of Africa in the women's basketball. The Tigress defeated Senegal in the FIBA Women's AFCON, the FIBA Women's Afro Basketball 2023 finals played on Saturday evening in Kigali, Rwanda, which made them clinch the title. With that marks the end of our sports news today. Stay blessed.
Thank you, Owen Izaga, for the sports update and the sports news. And with that, that marks the end of the NILE Cast on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the NILE Cast to the end of the NILE Cast, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Okumringa Christine. Have a good day.